We feel that cheating is okay, but our knowledge tells us that cheating is wrong. Continuing from the previous episode. Chapter 5 of Read Before the Meaning of Your Life is Lesser. Part 2 to When we are aware, we draw on the knowledge we have learned and put it into practice. When we are not aware, we do not draw on it and act on our feelings. This is the problem that Uncle said we have to take the 2 pills first to know who we really are when we are not aware. Normally we are less aware when we are not aware. In this chapter, I'd like to introduce a crucial term that deserves careful consideration for its potential to guide us wisely and optimize our mental energy. STI. Though a detailed explanation is beyond this book's scope, I'll write a more comprehensive guide on STI for your future benefit. Please do not forget to take the 2 pills. If you have forgotten what the 2 pills are, please go back and read the previous chapter. Practicing mindfulness is a good way to become the person we think we should be. However, even if we are very mindful, if we do not consider who we are and who we should be, mindfulness alone is not enough. Eating 2 pills frequently will help us realize who we truly are, how we behave, and what type of person we are. It's like embarking on a journey and knowing our starting point. A journey without a starting point would be as challenging to plan as a journey without a destination. If we consider the journey of life in a simple way, the image we see would probably look like this. From the diagram, we can see that the journey of life is composed of a goal, a starting point, and a path. The long line is the shortest path from the starting point to the goal. The short line is the line of our identity. If we consider the starting point, it is the person we are. The goal is the person we want to be. The path is the journey that takes us from the person we are to the self we aspire to be. Simply put, the journey of life is a journey to become what we aspire to be. If we travel in a straight line, we will reach our destination the fastest. The short line is the line of our identity, and it is the line that will travel without a goal. If we do not train ourselves, the line will not be adjusted or resized. Now let's consider the path of the journey, starting from where we are and reaching the point where we want to be. This path of the journey must be composed of something. If you've studied physics, you might be familiar with vectors. From the diagram, if we consider the journey from where we are to our goal, we can travel in a straight line, following the arrow that represents the shortest path. This journey consists of 2 components, direction and length of the arrow. Now, the knowledge that Uncle has conveyed to us will be supplemented with additional words to help us better understand. Please allow me to repeat it again. We take 2 pills to get to know ourselves better. There is a process of functioning in our me-sti and me-sti, things that influence our perceptions. There are mechanisms to go through 2 processes in create knowledge. There is a starting point, a goal, and a path, the arc, and the size of the journey. Let's continue to consider our journey of life. If we do not set goals for our lives, we become jellyfish. We float along the sea, following the current endlessly, unaware of what determines our destiny, which is when something hits us. If me-sti have consciousness, we go along with ru, what we have learned. Me-sti, not having consciousness, we go along with sing-di rusuk, what we feel. Before we start setting goals for our lives, I want you to take the 2 pills often enough to start seeing yourself, because what you are will tell you roughly that this is your destiny. For example, someone may say they want to be a doctor, but when they have free time and are me-sti, they feel it is more fun to read books about celebrities or novels. When they are me-sti again, they go back to reading their textbooks, but most of the time they are me-sti. Then they do not really feel like they have to be a doctor. Or there may be a mistake in the degree of the journey. We didn't read the books in order to take the university entrance exam to be able to study to be a doctor, for example. But don't be startled that our destiny will be like that for the rest of our lives. It can change, but we have to know first what we currently rusuk and what ru we already possess. The determinant of our life journey, which Uncle calls srattha, translates to belief in the benefits of what we do. This translation aligns with the sentiment that Uncle feels towards the word srattha. Srattha is the goal of our life journey. It is formed by the knowledge that we have accumulated, both me-sti and me-sti. Srattha determines the goal of our life. If our srattha in life is different when we are me-sti and me-sti, Our life will be determined by the state of whether we are me-sti or me-sti most of the time. We can consider the following. How much time in our lives are we me-sti and me-sti? Who has more time than the other? For example, if we are me-sti for 4 hours a day and me-sti for 20 hours, it means that our destiny is determined by our sraddha when we are me-sti. When we reflect on ourselves, it makes us begin to see our singdi rusuk. For example, we may reflect and often feel dissatisfied when we see people who are wealthier than us. Singdi rusuk, such as jealousy towards those wealthier than us, often indicates that we believe in the notion of wealth. It shows that we have sraddha for wealth. Similarly, if we consider ourselves and find that we are always lazy when we work, it means that our destiny will be difficult because our attitude does not support our wealth. If we are lucky enough to have someone else help us to become wealthy, then it is just a stroke of luck. Our sraddha determines our life goals. We can add ru to ourselves to develop a good sraddha that has meaning in our lives. When we fill our sraddha until we rusuk like that, our lives start to have goals. The short line in the picture starts to know that our goal is above, not below. Now let's explore the other two remaining parts. The degree of the path is comparable to attitude. The attitude we have will be the direction. Attitude arises from accumulated knowledge, the selves that we feel too. Notice what is attitude. If we put the word no in it, the meaning will change. It will affect behavior. We go in different directions, left to right, top to bottom. Attitude thus acts as our orientation, so that we can travel in the direction that we can reach our goals. Short line, we start to adjust the direction, to go in the direction of the goal. The final part of the journey is comparable to our skills, knowledge and ability. In the diagram, the short line represents our skills, knowledge and ability. If we assume that the long line has a length of 10 units and the short line has 1 unit per year, then we will take 10 years to reach our destination. If we travel the shortest path with a clear goal and a well-adjusted direction, by the end of this chapter, we know that our life has 3 elements that determine our destiny: sraddha, attitude, and skills, knowledge and ability. Education in schools and universities emphasizes knowledge and skills as the foundation. The other 2 equally important aspects are sraddha and attitude. We can learn them from our life experiences, from our families, society and environment, and from the knowledge that floats and comes into contact with us. Uncle wants all of you to try taking these 2 pills that I frequently offer so that you can discover what lies hidden within yourselves. Then what you need to add to yourself. What is necessary to develop the right sraddha and suitable attitude before just focusing on acquiring knowledge and abilities alone. Otherwise, those knowledge and abilities will harm you. There are many brilliant and intelligent people in society who are suffering because of their wrong sraddha. Sometimes life's deep-rooted issues do not arise when we are young, but they surface as we grow older and have less time left. As we get older, the chances of us adjusting our goals and direction to keep up with the time we have left are less and less. It is indeed sadly when we realize that we have been walking our entire life and have lost our way. Worse still, we may die without even knowing where we want to go. One life that we have been born to die in vain. Chapter 5 of Read Before the Meaning of Your Life is Lesser. Please try to understand yourself. If you have any questions, please ask me. When I teach my grandchildren at the Learning Center or anywhere else, I will always ask them what they already know. It is quite difficult to write and share with you because I do not know what you already know. Sometimes people who understand things quickly may feel bored that I keep repeating myself. For those who understand things quickly, try to consider it yourself and explain it in a clearer way. For those who understand things slowly and are not familiar with the language I use, please ask me. You can also go back and read it again slowly and carefully and compare it with yourself. What does this word mean to you? Repeat it until you are familiar with it. The Dharma of the Buddha can be known by oneself because he speaks of things that are close to us and about ourselves. It is difficult to know if you do not consider it. It is easy to know if you just consider it. Please consider it. I wish you all the best. Uncle May J.D.